Abodo Aboye. Blessings to all the good people. Let's see if we can get this all lined up a little bit better. How's everybody doing? Gonna give the good people a minute or two to join us. So if you're already here, you want to get yourself some refreshment, which is what I'm gonna do. All right. Abodo Boye. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? I hope you're getting your exercise in. I hope your daily schedules are shaping up nicely. Hope you have been given some thought to critical lessons in leadership in the midst of crisis. This is a fantastic opportunity. This is a really unique moment in all of our lives, and I think we're going to be able to emerge from this with some best practices, some right ideas. I just had a enlightening conversation with my first teacher, Baba Lade, who has now he has changed his title. He's declared himself as my crossing guard. Boya Boshi Fayinde Bawani. And so I like that because as a crossing guard, what I mean, I can see him there with instead of having that bright yellow windbreaker on with his with that orange, vest that the crossing guards wear with the stop sign. He's there with his barrier and his fila, and he's carrying his iruke and his broom for Obalu, and he's helping me cross that street as a young fledgling. So I like that. Baba Lade and I, we go back to the beginning. He's my very first teacher. He's my crossing guard, which speaks to my youth and inexperience and how important it would be if I couldn't even have crossed the street. Where would I be? Baba Lade helped me when I needed help the very most. And so I'm very, very thankful for the wisdom and the insight that he has provided for me over the years. And today, what I want to do is I want to really, really, really make the case for the lessons on leadership in crisis. One of the things that make learning possible is creating it's not a justification as much as it is, painting a picture, really helping the learner understand why this matters and how this is going to become applicable, and giving you the proper context for where we are. In education, we are training the learner for a future that hasn't yet arrived. Either developmentally, the learner hasn't gotten to the point where they're going to be able to find need for the information or the skills, or the life just hasn't shifted enough for the skills to be pertinent. In my last corporate gig, I was working with Frito-Lay, right? I was a consultant for Frito-Lay, and at that point, these guys were working truck drivers. They were working in plants, and they were working in like supply warehouse type of environments. And this is at the beginning of automation, robotization, and they all knew that within a certain time frame, their jobs were going to be obliterated. And so, in order for that to have been a reality, 10 years before, 15 years before, young people, little boys and girls who were in the 6th grade, 5th grade, were learning about different kinds of computer technology, when robotization was not a reality at all. But the time would come wherein these children would replace their fathers and their mothers, right, by sitting behind a desk, right, and programming machines to do what their parents had been doing for 20 years. And so it's, there's a wonderful part about being an educator that's kind of futuristic. It ties in well with the work of IFA because we're predicting, we're anticipating, we are telling the future. We're foretelling and forecasting what's going to happen. And part of our job is to help the as a babalawo. Part of my job is helping my client understand. You don't understand what IFA is saying to you right now. You may not see the value of what IFA is saying to you right now, but trust and believe that one day the word that IFA is giving you today is going to intersect with something you're living, and this very vague, very abstract, and unbelievable bit of information that IFA is telling you now is going to be the difference between going forward, going backwards, living or dying, you know. And of course, it takes me back to one of the early lessons that Babalade taught me. Obafemi, if you want to send something that to land on the moon, you're going to be shooting into total darkness. You're going to shoot into abysmal darkness. Your target, is not going to even be anywhere within your purview, right? But you do the calculations and you shoot, and when you do, the moon will intersect with whatever it is that you're sending to land there, and that's how it is right now. So I want to give you some predictions. These are my predictions about what is going to happen in the post COVID-19 reality. Your reality is going to be different. I know that you're thinking, my goodness, I can't wait for this to be over so we can go back to normal. Cancel that. Did you hear me? Cancel that. That's not going to happen. We're not going back to business as usual. We're not going to go back to reality as it was yesterday or last month or 6 months from now. That is done. Cancel that. It's going to be a new reality, and you're going to be a part of it. And somebody has anticipated this reality and prepared for this reality, and you're just getting wind of it right now. Okay? So it's important. It's vital to your ability to take the bull by the horns and be very, very proactive about preparing yourself for the new reality. Okay? And now this is totally in keeping with the wisdom of Oromila, the Oromila's legacy. Who is Oromila? Oromila, sure, Oromila is the all wise, the one who knows the beginning and the end of all things, right? Which means he has the ability to anticipate and to predict better than anyone else. But one of the oriki of Oromila is that Oromila is the one who teaches wisdom like one's kinsman. Oromila is the one who teaches wisdom like one's kinsman. That means part of my job as the babalawo to the people is to teach wisdom like your kinsman. Like I would teach my own son, like I would teach my own daughter. I got to put you up on game, real game. Not just try to sell you stuff. Not just try to, put you on and make you a representative of my franchise. I got to give you the real deal the way I see it. As I'm learning it, my job is to tell it to you. Just the way I would tell my own son, just the way I would tell my own daughter. Okay? So what I'm going to give to you is my truth. This is what I believe are to be inevitable products of COVID-19. This is going to be a part of your new reality. To put it in perspective, in simple terms, here in the States, we got a process. Back when we were teenagers, 14, 15, 16 years old, we would do pranks. One of the pranks would be like, they would call it TP in a house. You go and you get toilet paper. And how appropriate is this, right? Here, when the word first broke about COVID-19, everybody went and bought all this toilet paper, right? When we were teenagers, we would go and buy all this toilet paper, and you would go to somebody's house, and you would TP somebody's house as a prank. They wake up the next morning, and all their trees and their front lawn and the car and everything will be covered with toilet paper. It was a big prank. COVID-19 is going to make September 11th. It has already made September 11th look like a prank, a toilet paper in somebody's house. Now, I know COVID-19 has made September 11th look like a teenage prank of TP in somebody's house. Whereas 9/11 had its real epicenter in New York, and then it reverberated out by extension to everywhere that people were, flying planes, and all this idea that, terrorism then became a worldwide threat in varying degrees, right? Um, COVID-19 has distributed the experience universally all over the planet. Okay? All over the planet. Everywhere in the world is now feeling the equal effect. It's not like there's one epicenter. We wanted it to be in Wuhan, China. We wanted it to be in Italy, right? But it's not. It's everywhere. All across the planet, everybody is feeling the shock of this pandemic. It's hitting everybody with equal force. Everyone has an equal level of fear of just going out and breathing, just going out and talking to anybody. It's not just, now there's not a one enemy. Oh my goodness, it's these people with, with turbans on their head and Islamic names. There's people who are Muslim. No, 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 no. Now everybody is a threat, man. Your own kinsman, your wife, your husband, your son, your daughter, your next door neighbor. Everybody is a threat. Just them sneezing or coughing on you, they become a threat. So we have to, respect that COVID-19 has leveled the playing field. Everyone is a threat. Everyone is at risk. Everyone is vulnerable now. Okay, that's what I mean by COVID-19 is making September 11th look like a prank, right? Now, but there's crucial lessons that you learn from September 19th. Excuse me, September 11th. What is one of the universal outcomes of September 11th? Something that has affected, every country. TSA. As a result of September 11th, now every airport around the world has a TSA, right? People who are traveling after 9/11 can't even understand what the airport was like before TSA. We used to walk right up to the tarmac. Like you could not only walk in to the to the gate with your family. You could walk them, like if you had a child, you could walk them right down on the tarmac and wave them goodbye as they walked up the stairs onto the plane. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so that we're looking at a situation where everybody gets cut off and stopped, pretty much at the drop off at the curb, okay, and everything goes through TSA. Likewise, we're going to have a variety of different kinds of controls and industries that will crop up as a result of COVID-19. So right now, I'm going to give you 11 predictions that I believe are going to be a part of your new reality as COVID-19 evolves, as the situation evolves and transforms, and we emerge from this particular chapter in the book. All right. Number one, there's going to be less globalization, and there's going to be more like localization. People are going to be more protected. There's going to be more of a nationalist kind of sentiment to production and distribution. Things are going to become more localized. That's one. Number two, as a result of that, you're going to see people storing more. The initial, hoarding that you see on the ground level of people, you're going to see that at an industry level. And local producers they're gonna not necessarily hoard, but they're gonna have to warehouse things locally in local distribution centers to be able to get things out, because you're not going to be able to depend on getting these large shipments from abroad. People are going to produce locally, they're going to store locally, and they're going to have to distribute it locally. That's number two. Number three, you're going to have less face-to-face business, education, and services. There's going to be less face-to-face and more online. Business, education, and services. So, for example, what we're doing right now, this is going to become much more the norm. The way I've been working for a number of years is going to become the norm for a lot of people. Okay, you're going to have more online shopping by extension, right? You're going to have more investment because everything is going to become localized. You're going to have more investment in stuff like, well, your car, your, or if you have if you're shipping things, everybody's going to be shipping things more. So much as like Amazon and Amazon centers all over the world. Those Amazon centers all over the country are going to get beefed up. Their trucks are going to get beefed up. They're going to invest in better the roads. The country's going to have to invest in better roads, all that kind of stuff. All the investment in the local infrastructure, all that's going to have to get beefed up. Everybody's going to have to beef up their own. Like you're going to have to beef up your home education center because you're going to work from home. A lot of people are going to work from home now. You're going to have to get a better computer. You're going to have to get a better mic. You're going to have to get better cameras. All of the like investment locally and your, what I'm saying, your operating systems are all going to get beefed up. Okay, and all the industries associated with that are also going to get beefed up. Let me check these off so I don't get lost. 1, 2, 3, 4. More online shopping. I bought some stuff online yesterday. I never shop online, but I had to get some things, and it's like I'm getting them online. So there's going to be more of that. You're going to get. This is key. You're going to see more consolidation. You're going to see more consolidation. You're going to see, because what's going to happen as things start to collapse. Think about it. As churches, right? Little churches start to collapse. They can't bring people into their congregation. They don't have somebody who's necessarily tech savvy. One, you know what I'm saying? One church may have a population, another church may have more tech savvy. And those two churches are going to be threatened with collapsing. They're going to have to consolidate. Same with barber shops and all kinds of businesses. As they start to fail, the only way that they're going to survive is through consolidation. So you're going to see not only partnerships, not only collaborations that are going to increase, but you're going to see consolidation is going to increase. Mark my words. You're going to see like a reduced or an increase of like skepticism, caution, you know what I'm saying, on the part of the consumers. There's going to be more doubt, right? And so people are going to be then more likely to stick to familiar pathways, right? So people are going to be less adventuresome with trying new places and new things, right? They're going to come. So somebody who I've worked with, people who I have worked with over the years, for example, yeah, maybe they would see me, once or twice a year, but then they might go and see so and so once, and they were thinking about trying. Now they're going to be more hesitant to do that. And say, I know this guy, I'm going to stick with him because I don't know who other people are working with, and I don't know what kind of contact that they have with other people. So there's going to be more skepticism and more like caution and conservatism. People are going to be sticking to what they know more, right? That's number 8. Number 9, you're going to see, as a result, you're going to see some change in leadership. Some of the people who were forerunners and like industry leaders last year and had been for the last 5 years, 10 years, they're gonna lose their position. They're gonna be replaced. They're gonna be replaced with people who are more innovative, more flexible, more responsive to the new reality, and they're gonna a lot of the old guard is gonna fade to black. Okay. That's number 10. A change in replacing leadership. And then number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was number 9. This is number 10. You're gonna see an increase in scapegoating too. As the old guard starts to fall out, as skepticism starts to make different kinds of businesses and service providers, as they start to lose position, they're gonna start to scapegoat. They're gonna start to scapegoat. You're gonna see like a kind of a release. Like if you could think of it as a chemical, that when fear takes place, then certain chemicals are released in the body. That's what's going to happen. Different levels of leadership are going to start to emanate and emit fear. Okay, that fear is going to lead to um, certain, I would say, more apprehension, more conservatism, and then you're going to see some people are going to, new things are going to crop up, new growth is going to happen, like when a tree falls in a forest, right? New plants and trees will grow up. But then you're also going to see some people at the middle level, some people who are kind of emerging and growing, they're gonna become more controlling because they're gonna want to. People are gonna appreciate the stability, right? As the environment becomes more and more uncertain, and people start to, find a good strong tree to hold on to, those people who are, where they're like safe havens of stability, those people are also going to become more controlling, more. I don't say more rigid, but they're going to be more fixed. They're going to be more demanding. They're going to be, they're going to have to do more to send a message of order, okay, in order to stabilize their populations. So you're going to, for example, in your house, you're going to have, your children might move back home, right? You're going to have more rules. The house rules are tighter. You can't have people over, more than 3 at a time. You can't. You understand what I'm saying? And like you're gonna allow your children to move here and there and have people come, but the rules are gonna be more stringent, right? And parents will be appreciative of that, right? Whereas once upon a time, you're like, yeah, you just let your children go out and say they're gonna hang out with so and so. No, I'm not able to just let my son or my daughter just go and hang out anywhere with me. I need to know whose house you're going to, and I need to talk to their parents, and I need to know that their parents are also as strict about who's coming in and out of their house as I am. Okay, so people are going to become more strict, right? And people are we're gonna like that about one another. We're gonna look for people who run a tight ship. Okay. Last but not least, number 11, you're going to see the standardization of tests and vaccines, and then all of the industries associated with tests and vaccines. It just like you have TSA, and this is where the idea stemmed from for me, where this kind of this list. You're going to have, when you fly into a different, definitely internationally, but it could be regional, right? If we start to find that certain regions are more lax, you're going to find that there will be tests. I can imagine even locally, certain counties, certain states, certain regions, in order for you to leave that area, you're going to have to get a test. You're going to have a certificate. It's like you travel internationally, you got your yellow card, and it says that you've gotten certain kinds of vaccinations, and that's how you can be eligible to enter the country. I think that it could go as far as, if you come from certain even areas within a country, you're going to have to be able to produce some kind of a certificate that says you are COVID free. And that's the only way they'll let you out, right? And if you look at what's happening with the rate for African Americans across the country, where they're saying like we're like exponentially higher, right? We're being infected at an exponentially higher rate. Well, that absolutely sets the stage for saying, hey, if you live in the hood, in order for you to, if you come out of the hood, your area will be kind of like permanently quarantined. In order to leave here, you got to show your certificate, and there might be random tests. Okay, so now I'm saying all this because I want you to be ready. I want you to be thinking, right? I want you to be thinking. I'm telling you this as, you know what I'm saying, as your kinsman. I'm saying this as your relative. Listen, don't take this lightly. Don't be treating this like everything's going to go back to business as usual. It's not going to be business as usual. There is a new reality, and you're a part of it. And somebody is planning that reality to the last detail. Right now, somebody is planning, right? If I can think of these things with my pea brain, there are teams of people whose job it is to manage this kind of stuff, who have roundtables going around the clock, and they are generating plans and documents and assessing the cost and determining what kind of support is necessary to manifest and enable this thing and what the timeline for this all is going to be. Is happening right now, because we can't stay like this, right? Everybody just can't stay. We can't keep the economy frozen on pause indefinitely. So we got to have a specific and explicit plan for how do we go forward from here. Well, the only way we can go forward is going to be with certain interventions put in place, and that is going to create all of these different, these 11 predictions will come to pass. You mark my words. You will see these 11 predictions come to pass. Now, here's the question that I want you to take into consideration. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? How are you going to prepare yourself and adjust for the new reality? Are you just going to sit back and wait and just take it as it comes and moan and complain about, how the, different constrictions that have been put on you? Or are you going to get out ahead of the curve? I'm hoping that you get out ahead of the curve. All right. So that's my set of 11 predictions. And if you have any questions, as always, I welcome your questions, or if you have something you want to add. I saw a lot of people making comments, but I wasn't able to respond to them. Let's see. Christopher says, what are some things that should be done? Okay, good. That's a magnificent question. I say that one thing that should be done is, of course, as always, tap into your natural gifts and talents, Chris. Really get clear about what you do better than other people, and start to position yourself so that you can take advantage of this in a unique way, right? You're going to see things that the rest of us won't see. You're going to be in a position to respond to certain things that the rest of us won't be able to respond to, right? Take advantage of your existing network, right? And start organizing yourself and planning along with other people that will allow you to, take advantage of these things. So, and then I would say, that's number one. Number two, go back and watch this video again. Watch this video again, take notes, make sure you know what my 11 predictions are, and then within 24 hours, I want you to talk to 3 people about my 11 predictions. All right? Talk to 3 people about my 11 predictions and see, okay? Do these make sense? Do these add up? Can and then that will help you to start working with other people about, what's possible for you. But that's a magnificent question. Naima asks, is it better to return to rural living? I think it's possible that it's better to return to rural living, but that's one of the things that when Baba Lade and I were talking, there are people in rural Nigeria who are being affected by this. There are people deep in the Amazon forest who are being affected by this, right? So there's something, right? That's not necessarily a guaranteed hit. Let's see. I've been telling you, yeah, okay. Somebody here, Antoine, is like basically co-signing, like, yeah, this is what I've been saying for a minute, and I think a lot of people have been saying it. I just as the people's Babalawo, I feel like I said, it's important to talk to you, just like I would talk to my own kinsmen and say, yeah, I cast Ifa. Yeah, I made Ebo. Yeah, I know that what Ifa says, and I'm gonna be sure to convey that message. But there's more to it than that. It doesn't stop there. We need to be ready. We need to be real. You know what I mean? And we can be. That's the other part of the whole thing, is that this isn't the end of the story. This isn't like a tragic, sad story. Like, oh my God, all is lost. We're doomed. No, it just requires that you're ready. It just requires that you're ready. And if what I can say, if you're somebody who is a practitioner of Orisha lifestyle, if you have any intention on developing your practice, if you have any interest in becoming better in your devotion or preparing yourself for the priesthood, absolutely without question, this is the time for you to invest in your practice. This is the time for you to get enrolled, take advantage of the time, take advantage of the new structure, reorganize your life in a way that your spiritual development is of the highest priority, and you can start to dictate how you're going to do it. Get enrolled in classes, buy the books, study the books, create study groups. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't wait. Don't wait. Like, if you needed any more impetus to say, oh yeah, well, one day I'll be ready, or one day I'll have a justification for really dedicating to the studies. This is it. This is it. So I don't want you guys to wait. That's the thing. Don't wait. Don't pause. Move. Get busy. Step it up. If you're not sure about your natural gifts and talents, if you're not sure about how to hone those natural gifts and talents, now is the time for you to invest in yourself. Know what your natural gifts and talents, and prepare yourself to apply those natural gifts and talents. If you don't know who you serve, this is the time for you to focus and get crystal clear about who you serve. Okay? Because who you serve is going to fall into that category of people who their businesses and their needs are going to start consolidating. They're going to need to start joining forces with other people and other groups. You got to step in there and fill the gaps. But if you're not really paying attention, or you're not accepting who it is you serve, you're going to miss an opportunity. It's going to blow right by you. I know people are stressed out. I know you don't want to be thinking about this. You got to educate your children, and you know what I'm saying? But this is perfect. Let me tell you something. When I was like 5 years old, my mother was a grad student. And she was a full-time nurse, full-time mother, and she was a grad student. You understand what I'm saying? And I watched her, organize her life and structure all of her activities in such a way that balanced all those important areas of activity. You understand? And it showed me, hey, this is what it's about. This is what you do. This is how you manage all of the things that are important to you. So many things that have to be done, so important, and only you can do it. This is how you figure it out. I watched my mother do it. And then later on, when my mother was old, relatively old, 60 years old, right? My mother was 60 years old. She went to Africa, to the bush, Wanhunzi, Tanzania, to set up birthing centers, right? This is her first time going to the continent. She went at 60 years old and built birthing centers and birthed hundreds of babies out there in the bush, showing me, hey, this is how you do it. This is not just something that you do in your 20s. You don't just go hard in your 30s. You go hard your whole life. So right now, this is the time that you need to show your children what it means. If you say you believe in Orisha lifestyle, you want to practice Orisha lifestyle is important to you, this is the time that you invest the money and the energy to showing your children and everyone around you that this is a high priority. Get enrolled. Start taking classes. Get the books. Study the books. Improve your game. Elevate your abilities. Do it now. Stop making excuses. Stop putting it off. Someone asked, okay, how do I enroll? If you want to enroll in the classes, go to orishalifestyle.com, ORISA, lifestyle, one word, .com, or obafemio.com, obafemio.com, and you start scrolling through there, click on the classes, go to the School of Orisha Studies. Publications is where you'll see all of my books. It's all there. I got a whole spectrum of educational materials for you. If this is what you want, then I have what you're looking for. Okay? Look, make a decision, invest, and then get serious about it. And don't quit until it's done. There's never been a better time. Never been a better time. Okay? So, I don't see any more questions coming through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, not take up any more of your time. I want to thank you for making the effort to view my 11 predictions. Hey, you know what? Like I said, I'd love for you to prove me right. I'd love for you to prove me right. Go back over this video. I'm going to save it here, and make a note of all the 11 predictions, and within 24 hours, talk to 3 people. Talk to 3 people about these 11 predictions, okay? And then, come back and we can continue the conversation, all right? I will share the links on my in the thread here, obafemio.com and orichalifestyle.com. I'll share them for you. And like I said, you can always enter your questions here in the comment thread, and I'll be more than happy to respond. So that being said, good people, blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay in the house, right? And I'm looking forward to great things coming from each and every one of you. Blessings to you all. Aboro boye. Odabo.